We have Luby in studio. She's an indigenous food explorer. Luby, very, very nice to have you with us in studio.
Thank you, yes.
So what are we making this morning with your indigenous Fynbos plants?
Well, I've decided that this morning we'll work with wild rosemary. And I'm making a pate which has courgette and wild rosemary. It goes, the flavour of the wild rosemary goes well with courgettes as well as with the livers.
Sounds decadent. All right, so how are we going to go about this guy?
Well, first of all, we're going to put some olive oil into the pan, fairly generous with it, and then cook the onions and the courgettes simultaneously until they are well wilted and can even start browning a little bit around the edges. So that takes a little while to get those two to cook through and be quite wilted. Then when that is done, and in fact I'm also actually going to add some wild rosemary in right now. And at this time of the year, the little leaves are quite small. In the wintertime, they grow longer and softer. But at the end of summer, they've...
Is it better to use them when they're short like this or longer? Which would you suggest?
It doesn't matter. They're a bit more intense when they're smaller like this at the end of summer. If there's not a lot of water, they don't grow, and it's a more intense flavour, so you can use a little bit less.
All right.
So this you're just going to keep cooking until it's well wilted.
That's it, just like the one we have over here.
That's right, yes. Okay. And then once you have... once you've got your chicken livers cooked nice and brown, then you're going to throw these, which are pre-cooked in this instance, into that and let those blend together quite well.
Perfect. Well, this is delicious, and I love the fact that we are using an indigenous Fynbos plant. What are some of your favourites to work with?
Well, I like speckworm very much.
That's it.
Because of the rich vitamin C content that's in it. And you can, for example, combine it with some tzatziki just to give it a little bit of a sour lift.
Okay.
Use it like a flavour enhancer because, you know, sour as well as salt are things that bring flavour out in dishes.
Absolutely. And you do your part for the environment as well.
Absolutely. Like I mean, that's, you know, we should actually all have them in our gardens because it's cleaning our air, you know.
Absolutely.
And they should be on the city streets as well. Perfect. Then I like the Kai apple very much. Just because it's the fragrance of the fruit is absolutely wonderful. Yeah. But then the waterberry, you can see here, I've made some cordial with it. So, so that's one of the things.
So you drink this? Yeah. Can I have a taste?
Absolutely, you can. And
oh, that is refreshing.
A little bit of gin in there and a Pelargonium citronellum
Absolutely,
leaf.
there we go.
So then once these two have cooked through quite well, then you're going to take a little bit of sherry. In fact, I'm actually going to first put a bit of
You go for that. Well, we are making a beautiful chicken liver pate this morning using our indigenous wild rosemary. The keyword is chicken. If you want to get the recipe also in ingredients list, SMS that to 33728. That's chicken to 33728. We'll send you everything you need to know. Just keep in mind those SMSs cost R1.50. All right, Luby, so you put the sherry in there right now?
A little bit of sherry, and we'll throw a little bit of parsley in to give it a bit of freshness. And then when that sherry has absorbed a little bit, then you can throw that into the food processor and whiz it up. And one of the things that the courgette does is it makes it the pate sort of softer and creamier and lighter.
And this is pretty much what we end up with.
That's pretty much what we end up with. And you can have it with, there are some crackers which have got wild rosemary in them as well.
Beautiful.
So good, you know, to use dried wild rosemary as a flavour in a cracker. And you can put a couple of speckworm leaves on top there just to kind of perk it up a bit. Yes.
Awesome. Well, there you go. It's a chicken liver pate this morning. If you want to see one more time how we made it, here's your chance.
Fry onions, herbs, and courgettes. Set aside, then fry chicken livers. Return onion mix, then add sherry and seasoning. Blend mixture until smooth. For the full recipe, visit the Espresso Morning Show Facebook page or log on to www.expressoshow.com. SMS the keyword chicken to 33728 to receive the shopping list on your phone. Click on the link provided to view the recipe. SMSs cost R1.50, no free SMSs, T's and C's apply.
And that keyword, once again, is chicken. SMS that to 33728. We'll send you the recipe and also a link to the recipe that you can go follow straight to your phone. Those SMSs cost R1.50. That's chicken to 33728. Luby, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Absolutely delicious. Do you mind if I have a quick taste?
Absolutely.
What would you suggest me going with?
I would suggest you go with a cracker and you just scoop a little bit up.
Cracker, here we go. You know what? This is the first, because I'm not really a fan of chicken livers, but given that there's wild rosemary in there, you know. This is crunchy. And that is amazing. Wow. Good. All these flavors work so well together. Luby, thank you so much. There we go. Chicken to 33728, and you could make this lovely chicken liver pate yourself as well. Well, we are fortunate enough to hang out with Double HP in the Espresso studio this morning. He's talking about the South African Music Awards. He's hosting it. Let's see who he thinks are going to be the big winners this weekend.